Well, this is Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis, and I'm always glad to tell you that if you look up Radio Entrepreneurs on all our social sites, you'll meet entrepreneurs, see different entrepreneurs, hear stories about how people are starting businesses, maintaining businesses, multi-generational, and dealing with the economy. Real time, real stories all the time on Radio Entrepreneurs. Our next guest, what an introduction, Frank Kautzman, founder, Made Concepts. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thanks so much for having me and excited for this.
So you're in the game business.
Well, toy business, game and toys. Yep.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I've been in the toy industry pretty much my entire career, um, up until, working in different aspects of the toy industry up until about 10 years ago when I then started to leave the corporate world and start up on my own. And I started Made Concepts.
Well, you have some good experience. So why don't you tell us some of the things you've worked on in the past, and then we'll sort of weave our way to the today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think what I'll do is I'll start with just sort of how Made Concepts came about. And just like I mentioned, prior to Made Concepts, I worked in the toy industry for many years. And in 2010, I moved to Hong Kong to work closely with toy manufacturers to really drive development and drive value. And that was a really great experience. I loved it. Met a lot of great people. Hong Kong is very international and also has a really great startup ecosystem, and kind of was just learning a lot about the startup world there too. So I left that assignment, came back to the US, and over the course of my career, I've always loved innovation and ideas, and brainstorming ideas. And so I thought, I really want to get on my own, and I love talking about ideas. And I've seen a lot of ideas kind of not go anywhere. And I thought, maybe I can help. That started Made Concepts.
The things that you're proudest of.
Well, I think that probably over the last 10 years, as Made Concepts has evolved quite a bit, and I've done a lot of different things in terms of, in the entrepreneur world. So I think that some of my things I'm most proud of are really stuff I'm working on now and about to even launch in the coming year. So I, as Made Concepts evolved, I worked with a lot of founders. In fact, one of them was a tech entrepreneur who wanted to start a food company. So we teamed up and we launched Wine Chips, which was a food company that produces cheese flavored chips designed to pair with wine. But that was the first time I really jumped into launching a brand, a food brand, or a consumer brand. So that was really enlightening. I'm really proud of that. Wine Chips is still going strong, but I still miss toys. So I left and I came back to the toy world, and started, kind of rebranded Made Concepts, and looking to do some exciting things there. So some of the things that we're working on are actually products that are going to help kids manage anxiety too. So I can tell a little bit more about that if you like.
Oh, that's interesting. There's a little sidebar. Sure.
Yeah, sidebar. So let me back up a little bit. So, about a year and a half ago, Made Concepts was kind of on the back burner, but then I ran into a good friend of mine, Steve Linker. He and I have known each other forever, and we're really close friends, and we met at the toy industry. He's really creative. We've always, throughout our careers, talked about ideas and starting our own business. So a year and a half ago, he's in Rhode Island. He left Hasbro. And so I said, Steve, why don't we, join forces and rebrand and relaunch Made Concepts? And we can provide service to, the toy industry, creative services. But let's do that to sort of build out revenue to do what I think we really want to do, is to put out, something bigger, put out products that have purpose, really put out products that drive purpose through play. And so our real goal is that we're going to launch products soon that, and the first product is going to be uh, a product that'll help kids manage anxiety. And so we've been developing that. We've been working with a lot of advisors and we're in development and excited to have products ready to show off next year.
Very nice. So it's sort of very much an entrepreneurial journey. You just sort of stumbled your way into a new section of what you like to work on.
Exactly. And I think, it's been great. We are building out our business made concepts with some great top tier clients, well-known, toy companies, toy brands, entertainment studios. We work with a lot of well-known consumer brands as well. Um, we're looking to really build out a service business for small and medium size companies as well. So we're really kicking off the marketing for that because we really do want to help, and work with not just the large companies, but the smaller ones too. And as we do this, this generates our cash flow to help support really what we aim to do in the coming years is to launch our own products.
Very nice. Uh, do you find the field you're in to be very competitive?
Yeah, I mean, I think the field being service providers for the toy industry, there are competitors. But then I think that there's definitely points of uniqueness that Made Concepts offers that puts us in a really good position.
And when you say the we, is it just you and associates, or do you have partners who you work with?
So Steve Linker is my business partner, and then we have other partners and team members that we work with that provide a variety of different types of services, whether it's marketing and branding, product design, illustration, product development, those types of services.
And when you work for other people, how do you like to structure your fees? Is it a straight fee, or is there incentive compensation, or a combination?
Yeah, that's a great question. Typically, it can very, very open. We've worked with straight project fee basis, but even from founders all the way to larger companies, we could even work with a fee plus like points. So for example, if it's a founder, we recently worked with a creator of a brand called Legends of Ohm, and the creator is Maquette Bishop, and she's been making these cute little characters by hand, which I don't know if you're open to showing, but these cute little characters. She makes these by hand, and she's been having a nice
My
little
granddaughter
business.
would eat those.
Yeah, yeah, these are so much fun. And so we connected with her, and she's been making by hand for about 10 years, and she's doing okay, but we can help her scale up. So we said, Maquette, why don't we work together? We'll give you points, but we'll run with it and do all the development and setting it up. So we're about to launch this in a couple of weeks. And the purpose is all about spreading good vibes and positivity. There's like some really good messaging behind this brand, Legends of Ohm. But that's an example of how we work with, profit sharing, for example. And then another example is if a larger company, we're also toy inventors. So sometimes we work with larger companies to present toy concepts, and we'll get paid a fee plus points on the back end based off of revenue. And
We've
a
been
lot of different
speaking.
ways to work in between as well.
Well, thank you. It's very interesting business. We've been speaking with Frank Kautzman, founder of Made Concepts. Frank, if someone's looking for your assistance, help, perspective on how to do work in your business, how do they find you?
No, absolutely. So I can be found on LinkedIn, Frank Kautzman. Happy to connect and talk innovation, ideas, and help share insights and my journey as a entrepreneur. And Made Concepts is madeconcepts.com.
Great. Thanks for being on Radio Entrepreneurs today. Wish you all the best and a healthy new year. And we hope to see you again.
Yeah, that would be
2025.
great. And thank you so much, Jeffrey. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Don't worry about showing us toys. You could have shown us more next time.
Maybe next time. We have so many different toys, so would love
Put them
to
all
see
up. I
that.
love them. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
This is Radio Entrepreneurs.